What's going on, everybody? Apparently, this doesn't want to work. I don't know if you can't hear me. It's only coming in one ear. It just never ends. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for tuning in to this special edition of On the Road to Victory here. Got some important news. I know it's going to have the masses losing their minds, but this is something we all knew was going to happen. Man, that sounds really crazy. Nick Sirianni will be back as the head coach. We kind of already assumed that with, everything that was going on with, obviously, everyone getting fired with coordinators, things like that. So Sirianni's coming back, but we said if he's going to come back, he's got to have the new coordinators in place. So sorry, that's going to really me off there. Hopefully you can hear me here. I'm not playing this game. It's been a long day. Wanted to come make this news, and earlier I was going to make a video live from where I was, but then they added more news and then more news, and I was like, all right, dude, this is getting annoying. So going to show you the news here right now, and you can see Nick Sirianni, he is back. Brian Johnson, though, will not be returning, and that is from Derek Gunn. So look, we talked about it. If Sirianni's coming back, he is probably going to have to change the entire staff here. And, obviously, a lot of people are very reactionary. They think you should trade Jalen Hurts after a bad game, fire every coach, fire Howie Roseman. And it's obviously very reactionary, people that don't know anything about football. So you kind of got to just laugh at it. But Sirianni is, obviously the best coach in Eagles history in his first 3 years. And clearly some things needed to change. That did not happen. Wherever fingers are being pointed each week, you saw the media and fans getting confused as to who to blame, who they wanted to whine about. And they couldn't figure out if a head coach was a head coach or if an offensive coordinator was an offensive coordinator. So you saw the confusion everywhere. A lot of people just wanted to whine about something. So look, hopefully the whining stops. You've got rid of, Johnson and the defensive coordinators. But now we've got some news as to some possible new coordinators, and Ron Rivera and Mike Caldwell, familiar faces here. And Caldwell, you remember, if you're old like me, used to play for the Eagles, also was an assistant coach with Andy Reid here. So you saw what he did with the Jags defense. And look, a lot of people losing their minds over this. The Eagles are going to interview a lot of people, and we talked about a lot of people last year. So I brought with me the last show. We had 50 or 66 total, but obviously we're not going to talk about head coaches here. But I brought a bunch of offensive coordinators, and I brought defensive coordinators as well, showing you the other day in case any of these things happen. Now, I was working on a defensive show, but all this stuff started happening today. Really just kind of changed my game plan as to what I want to do here. So I'm still going to do what I said, and I'm going to break these down. So you see a full list, and we talked about a bunch of these. You can go check that video out from the other day. And then on the defensive side of the ball, a bunch of names. And Nielsen is actually going to be the Jaguars' new defensive coordinator, so you can take him off the list. But a plethora of names to talk about, and I'll go out and find some more. And I'll do what I can to, break down like my top 10 at each position for coordinators. So we'll take a look at all of those names. And I think what I'll do is for both offense and defense, I'll make like a video that's just a breakdown. It won't be live. And then we'll do a live one talking about both of those things. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. But yo, Nina, what is going on? Appreciate you tuning in. What's going on, Jorge? Go Birds. And let's up and go. John Black, appreciate you tuning in. No doubt, man. But appreciate you, Wheels. I hope you're having a good one, my man. Let me know how you guys are feeling about this right here. And look, I know Sirianni, it's got a lot of people, they switched from Brian Johnson, need to be fired. So much confusion here. So I don't know if people are still confused out there or look, you're always going to have people miserable, but we're going to do our best to get people excited here. Glad you can, man. It was driving me insane, actually. All I could hear was out of my right ear, and it's always got to be something, man. I can never just actually have something easy go on in life. It's just always got to be something, man. But appreciate you. Glad you can hear. But new subscriber, appreciate that, man. And Troy, I hope you're having a good one, man. And look, sorry. That really just pissed me off. Sorry, I was like 5 minutes late. Trying to sit here, fix it. But it's always something. But glad you enjoy the content, man. I wanted to jump on here, get on and talk about, a lot of these coordinators that are going on. And Brian, I agree. Idiots will blame Howie. You see it everywhere. It's embarrassing. Our fan base is definitely full of new style Cowboys fans, a lot of whining, a lot of not knowing what's going on. So you see the stupidity. People blame Howie, but you see how little these people actually know. So it's nuts. But well, I appreciate it. Thank you for that. But look, Troy, my man, you ever have any questions, have anything? I appreciate you being a new subscriber. There's a lot of content out here already. We're just suppressing the pain of this wild card loss and pretending it didn't happen. So got all the cap space out for you, got how we can create cap space, got all the reserve future signings, all that stuff. So you guys go check that stuff out, and appreciate you, Troy. Hope you're enjoying the content. Tiffany, let's go. China, appreciate you tuning in. Let's go, Birds. Now we're effing talking. We got Keith in here, my man. Let's go. Love to see you guys sharing that love. And Changing Booth was definitely, oh yeah, man. We knew it was coming, so these moves have happened. And Jesse Minter, yeah, you guys remember how much I liked him last year, the Michigan defensive coordinator. And I'm going to say the same thing this year. I'm all aboard. And you can bring in Glenn Schumann, the co-defensive coordinator from Georgia, just like we talked about last year. Jim Leonard from Wisconsin. Remember, he was the interim head coach after being the D coordinator there. So a lot of college names we talked about. I know there's a lot of NFL vets, and we talked about Ron Rivera just yesterday in that show the other day. Maybe the Eagles want a veteran with head coach experience, maybe somebody that can, help Nick Sirianni grow as a head coach. So you never know which way they could go. I got to make this a quick video, not as detailed as what's coming your way, but I'm giving you just like last year. If you guys remember, or if you're new to the channel, you can go check it out, but I'll try to explain. I just give you kind of like with the players. I give you their entire resume. I'll break down what kind of style defense they're running, why I think the Eagles should hire them. So I'm going to try to do at least, definitely you're getting 5. I'm a true effing sicko. So I'll try to keep it around 10. I won't give you like 50 names. So I'll give you all the names, but we'll break down my top guys here. So I'll make an offensive one, a defensive one. Then I'll make a live show discussing the things that I put out there. But that way you have shows where you could just watch, get the content. You don't have to worry about anything else. But right now we talked about it. Expect it to be crazy. My man Little in here. Let's go. Tyrone, Mike Zimmer. Yeah, someone mentioned him the other day. I'm good on that, but hey, I'm sure they're going to kick the tires on a lot of people, but we're going to be talking about a lot of names here in the next couple of days. So strap up. If you have anyone on your mind that's not on that list, you can feel free to let me know. I will be adding more names to that. And again, giving you my top guys. I've already told you all my top guys are if you've been paying attention. But if you have any questions as to who that is, I'll let you know. And in that show, I'm going to try to break it down like I did last year. Make it, a beneficial show to watch. Quick 5 minutes. A little concerned about Rivera being the DC. He's done it. Well, he's been a head coach. So he's just been, kind of at a higher level now. So it would be less responsibility. So I'm not really worried about him taking like a demotion with less on his plate because that'd be good for him. But last time he was a defensive coordinator, he actually had the #1 defense in the league with the Chargers back in 2010, I do believe you're talking about. But you saw the Commanders, very up and down the last few years. One of the top defenses the year before. This year, one of the worst. And the same goes for the last couple of years before that. So they're the Commanders, though. The team sucked. So maybe with some talent, maybe you bring him in, maybe things go differently. So for me, I'm not against it, and I like Ron Rivera. I like that kind of style. That's what we talk about, having the ability to, play to your talents, like literally accentuate your skill sets here. And we thought we were going to do that this year, but you can run your even fronts, your odd fronts. You can run whatever the hell you want because he's creative and he can do a lot of different things. So I think if you were to look at Washington, most people would call them a 3-4 defense, but you guys know me. I kind of get away from that. It's more of like odd and even. The way these guys are lining up every play, it's, 3-man fronts, 5-man fronts. I mean, you consider it 1-man front at certain times where you see in these defenses around the NFL where a lot of these people are creative. And Ron Rivera is one of those guys. He's One thing he is a defensive-minded guy. So I would be okay with it. I'm not against it because we talked about yesterday bringing in a veteran guy that's been a head coach, and he fits that bill. That's the exact name we brought up. So when I saw this name today, I was not upset about it. I think, some of those younger guys I would love. I would be a little worried, though, because most fans would probably want to fire them before the first game. And, if they struggle as their first time ever in the NFL, we would have to hear the entire season how they're the worst coordinator ever. We have to fire them. Everybody sucks. So I'm not sure that this team wants to go through another season of fans just whining and attacking all day, every day, all the time. So maybe you bring in a veteran, and I don't know if I necessarily want, like Seth Joyner said, we don't want to win. We don't want to be good at defense. We want to blitz every play. We don't want to be able to stop the pass. We want to give up the most points, but as long as we're blitzing every play, let's go. I'm just not with that mindset. I think you got to change with the NFL, and you got to be able to stop the NFL and score more points than the other team to win games. But, man, that's just me. But getting ready for exams, don't like to hear that, China. I know how tough those can be, but, hey, lock in. You got the time. Just pretend that nothing else is real because the Eagles are making things a little tough to enjoy life. But I just keep working on this content for you guys. It's the only way I'm going to get through having to watch playoffs, hear from people. I hate it. I truly do. But from England, my man Matthew, appreciate you, dude. Hope you're doing well over there, and hopefully you're enjoying some nice weather. It's actually not too bad here today. So nice little change. Been freezing as of late, but it's been nuts. Backyard account because agreed. No, you said some like really weird shit, man, and I don't ever get down with that. I saw it. You actually tried to delete it. I think you actually mentioned something maybe about my girlfriend too. And I will be honest with you, dude. If I ever see you, I will. Well, actually, you guys get my accounts banned, so I'm not going to say anything further than that. But I'm not big into the online stuff. So watch how you talk to me because I will see you in person. But appreciate you tuning in, all of you. And good to hear, man. Hope you. Hey, and yeah, China, seriously, do well on those. Go kick some ass. And we're all pulling for you here. Do something the Eagles can't do and go accomplish greatness. But we're going to hope the Eagles can do that this year. And been trying to show you that. If you guys missed any of that content throughout the week, go ahead and check that out. I will happily help you out. You have any questions like that, but don't worry. These coordinators, I'm already doing work for the defense, so you're going to see all this stuff for the offense. Oh, yeah, huge changes. And, dude, Daniel, if you remember, this is deja vu from last year. We had the offensive and defensive coordinator both gone right off the bat, so it's going to be a wild offseason, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you definitely want to get good ones. I'm with you on that one. But Colin, my man, hope you're having a great day. All of you, hope you're having a great day. China, go kick some ass on that exam. Trading hurts. Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing to see people, and you see the fans and you see the media trying to make up stories about him now because they're offended. They were wrong about him. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. So it's pretty bad to see, fans getting down that bad. But it is what it is. Video about how to create cast the way you broke it down and clear it up. Hey, man, love that. See, and that's what this is all about, man. I'm all about spreading that brotherly love, but also spreading that knowledge because the misinformation is at all-time highs in the entire world, not just the sports world, but it's chaos. So, when I started this a few years back, that was the thing, cap space. Nobody knew how to do that stuff. So it was like, you know what, man, let's go, baby. So, oh, Lord. I think that, there's a lot of information that goes into it, but I try to simplify it to the best of my ability. And I hope that you enjoyed it, man. You ever have questions about that stuff? Always here for you. Doing my best to get everyone on board with how that works. So the media stops pushing these, like, all right, dude, enough of that. But, Miss Yo, I love it. And I would happily step in there. They want me to help out with the offense, the defense, whatever it may be. Hire me as an assistant. I'll happily come on board. I'll drop kick somebody through a wall if that's what you need to get spiced up at halftime. Whatever you need, because clearly you don't want to listen to anything I have to say on the offensive, defensive side of the ball and how to fix it. And, for as much hate as I got for saying run the ball and, some short intermediate throws it was crazy to hear everyone finally repeating that then, because it was like, yeah, I mean, yeah, please, can we just, I don't know, man. It was crazy. And dude, I'd keep it real. See, that's what people get afraid of. And that's why you don't see other content creators. You see them taking the content, but you don't see them supporting, because dog, I keep it real. I don't deal with people that make stuff up. I've had people that wanted to start shows, and it's like, look, dog, if you didn't make stuff, like, I can't do that. People come here because they know no matter what I tell them, it's going to happen, because I only tell you things. Oh, this is from my source when it actually comes from somewhere. Now, if it's something I'm predicting, who knows? It might happen. It just so happens that I get more right than most of those people. But look, dude, I would actually, during a press conference, man, it would be nice to sit there and try to help the media understand certain kind of questions they should be asking. Like, no, why don't you ask here? I think, if we could hold these guys' hands a little bit, really get them set in the right direction, they wouldn't be so miserable. And yeah, they're done, man. Yesterday was Desai and Patricia. If you missed it, they both got fired, actually. And Lil G, appreciate you tuning in. Tiffany, let's go, you sickos. That's what I like to hear. Good question, turd. But how about we talk about football? Yeah, talk about and play football. Exactly. And they don't ask those questions ever. So every time they would try to ask any of those trolling questions, it would instantly just be like, okay, dude, well, let's see what you've actually done, and ask them, a simple basic football question, and let's gauge what's actually going on up there when it comes to football. So it's nuts. And yeah, it is funny, man. People talk a lot of crazy stuff, man, and I'm not a 3-year-old child. But I will guarantee to those people, you ever mention me or my family, I will literally put you in a place where you won't just be hiding on the internet, dog. You'll be afraid to walk out of your house. I can assure you of that. All of you sickos, let's go, baby. And look, I understand maybe now you want something from me. You need some content. You want to steal something like that. Dog, I saw your comment before you deleted it, screenshotted it. So if you wanted to deny the things you said, you can. But when I'm in person, I hope you keep that same energy. Just keep that in mind. After the high, yeah, man, it was bad. I really think that, for me, we knew what kind of greatness was lying ahead with Jalen Hurts. So we took the slander for years, try to, educate the masses there. I think that's what that person got really offended about, and, was throwing a tantrum. Weird stuff. People always send me death threats, weird shit like that, weirdo commenting. Dog, I can assure you, I mean, you guys, I'm at home games all the time. All you have to do is Lottie. I say it all the time. Nobody ever, it's like, all right, dude. And I'm not threatening you, dude. I'm just making promises. That's all. So you don't have to run, get offended, anything like that. The command of we talked about him last night, man. I think, this team, excitement in the air, right? So you got to get somebody with that talent that, China was talking about, the highs of that. We got to build around that. We've got great young talent to build around. So, dude, you got to build on that, man. So you got to bring in. So I like a lot of these young names, but you bring in a veteran, a guy that's had head coaching experience, maybe that helps out. So, and yeah, you never know, man. He's got that experience. A lot of people, this, that, the other thing is a head coach, but it's like, man, if you just let him focus on the D, somebody that's helped with the O, somebody, because he's a head coach, he doesn't obviously do the offense much, but it's like, you've got a guy that has that experience you need. So I'm not against it at all, man. We talked about that exact thing. So, and yeah, they have a good defense most of the time. But if you look at the stats, they look bad, but it is what it is. Happy Monday to you. Appreciate you tuning in. We got Liz and Allie. Let's go. And hey, look, we talked about it. Could go either way there, right? Because you never know. They're using all kinds of people as scapegoats. I think that he has a bright future still. I like Brian Johnson, but we needed to see some kind of changes here. So very intrigued to see what we're going to do on the offensive side of the ball. And I've got some real good choices we already talked about the other day. But I think that, there's going to be some very awesome options that I do believe we'll already bring in-house. So I'm pumped about it. Happy Monday. Love to see it. Someone across your channel and you got yourself. Hey, really appreciate that. Thank you. That's too kind. But you guys are awesome. I cannot ever thank you enough for tuning in. All of you new subscribers, I do my best to try to give you as much possible content. And look, there's going to be times where the Eagles suck and we can suck together, right? We talked about it the whole month and a half before this season ended. look, this is what we got to fix. This is what we got to do. But we don't jump ship in these parts, right? We're diehards. So you diehards that are tuning in here, new subscribers, welcome to the family. We are here every day going through all the possible news, no matter where I'm at. I will try to make a video for you, try to explain what is going on. But we will also have Fan Friday every Friday. So you guys are ever looking to tune in with your questions, comments, anything like that. But I really appreciate that, but love that number 2 there. Go Birds! I love it. I love it. But you guys are way too kind and lots of content already out here. We talked about it. We are suppressing the pain of the playoff loss and just moving right forward. So if you guys have any questions on that cap stuff, any of that stuff, please feel free to tune right in there. And you can comment on those things. You can reach out on any of these platforms. I always tell you guys. So appreciate all of you. I really cannot thank you enough. But and a very good luck to you, China. Really want to let you know that I cannot thank you enough for all of your support. And we really are pulling for you here. Let's go, China. You got this. Becoming Nurse China. That's what I remember your name was. So let's go. You are becoming. Let's go. Let's go. But Wheels, love to see it. Love to see it. And let's bring, oh, dude, you know, Keith, last year, damn it, I was so adamant. Dude, my hair came out when I ripped those. I'm sorry if it keeps touching my face. It's really annoying me. But, dog, I wanted to snap last year. We talked about it when we didn't just promote him with Brian Johnson. But then I talked about it. If you're not going to hire him, give me Sean Desai. I want to see a disciple of this Fangio defense. And there were times where I thought there was hope there. And then it was just like, yeah. So you heard me say when we demoted Sean Desai, I did not like that move. I did not think using him as a scapegoat. And I told you that is exactly what my source who works with the Philadelphia Eagles said. He's a scapegoat. That is exactly what is happening. If he agrees, it's like, oh, God. And we saw it, dude. Oh, it was worse than I thought it would be. You know, just adding new terminology, doing stuff like that. So it is what it is. And, yeah, I don't know what's going on there, dude. I'm just trying to ignore it because, dude, I'm here for you sickos. I really don't know why people do that stuff. It's like if you don't, like, want to say those certain things to people that you're afraid of, like, you probably shouldn't say them, dude. I'm just saying. But, yeah, it's weirdo stuff. But yeah, I got like a really weird comment from them one time. Like it was really messed up. And I was like, what the So I like screenshot. I was like, I'm going to remember that for when this person comes back and tries some weirdo stuff. And here we are. But look at you sneaking at work. We got China dealing with an exam. You guys, your dedication is unmatched. I cannot thank you enough. But you guys, you're way too kind for taking the time here. But born and raised in South Philly, moved to Atlanta in 97. No doubt, my man. So I got a flip-flop for you. So my family is from Philadelphia. My father from Germantown, my mother Mayfair, sorry. And I was born about 2.5 hours away. So when I grew up, and I mean my grandparents, everybody in my family, of course, except for me. So when I grew up, it was Philadelphia to me was like people going to Paris. You know what I mean? Like people talk about, I'm going out of the country. I'm going here. I mean, every weekend we were going to, visit my dad's cousins or siblings or whatever it may be. And his parents died when he was young, but we would go there every weekend. And, my aunts and uncles still live there and stuff. But I always just thought it was like, oh. So not only like was I obsessed with, the sports teams from birth, but dog, like I always just had an affinity for it. So I moved as soon as I graduated high school, lived there. And then I've moved all over the place, man. Moved back to the hometown when my dad got real sick. He unfortunately passed away. But the goal is to work for the Eagles one day and move back to Philadelphia. But I'm a diehard through and through, man. My grandfather, he watches this show on my mom's side. Big shout out to him. But I got it's in the blood, my man. And look, I waited 30 plus years to see that Super Bowl. Just so happened to create this channel. My first year, we won the Super Bowl. Provided content explaining how Nick Foles could win the Super Bowl. So I just kind of felt like I'd keep doing that. Somebody had to be out here actually talking about football. They didn't want to do it. The media, you see it, dude. You see it. So this is really bothering me. Decided I didn't get a fair shake. Yeah, man, I didn't really like that at all. And I still don't like it at all. Yo, nice to see it, dude. Hope things are well there. Hope you're getting ready for that warm weather. And hey, man, look, Matthew, that's what I'm here for. I'm not ever trying to be a dick, but people always want to bring that energy. And it's like, I actually stopped matching energy. I don't do that anymore. I don't want to be miserable like these people. Like, I have a chronic disease. I know I look like Skeletor. I know, like, but people don't, for you sickos that appreciate it, it's like, dog, I'm spending the only free time I have putting together these shows, coming here live to talk with you guys because I love you. And I do it even with the trolls. I don't care, man. But it's hindering the good time you're coming for. You want to come here, talk, shoot the shit about the birds, have a good time. What's that doing if I sit here and talk about these trolls all the time or give that person the time of day? It doesn't help anybody. So this is my escape. And for those of you who are looking to escape, have some fun, and learn something in the process, well, I like to try to believe that that's what this channel is all about. So love to hear the kind words. So I really appreciate each and every one of you. And some of you, I don't know, you might want to get your lenses fixed there. I don't know what you're looking at, but appreciate the kind words. But Johnson was hampered. Dude, we talked about it over and over again. Yeah, people are going to be used as scapegoats. So just unfortunate. Always positive on the birds. Talking about a jackass work. Oh, yeah, I wasn't talking to you, my man. So all good. But yeah, I was just trying to blow through them without giving them much time. But people are wild, man. Not stories. Yeah, man. How wild is that? And I didn't even bother my source. Like, people ask me, like, oh, did you ask your source? I'm like, I would never ask my source something that I can tell you myself is made up. And you see it each year. You're going to see those people that do it. I mean, I still see people follow them. Still see people are like, oh, I can't wait. They do it every year. My sources are telling me, and then this thing never happens. Like, why would you ever follow someone? I could see if someone got something wrong once, maybe twice. Why wouldn't you follow someone that never once has ever lied to you? Like, that's weird. But hey, man, people, those people get the clicks for making that. So you can't blame them. They're getting paid because people love misinformation. But then what's so weird is that people complain about the misinformation, but then they're the ones that are retweeting it. You know what I mean, Troy? It's like, well, so I try to be that counteraction. I try to give people an actual source. Like, well, no, this guy actually is friends with guys that work on the Eagles, with the Eagles, are with the Eagles every day. Like, oh, like I worked my way toward that. So it is what it is. But yeah, for sure. A lot of great names out there. Very excited about it. I think that this team, we've got a lot of talent here. And obviously, a lot of fixes need to be made. But that's where my confidence came from at the end of the last season, where it was like, why can't we fix it? We've got the talent. We've got all this, that. And you saw it at times throughout the year. But I don't know, Linda. But that's why we got to get maybe one of these guys being a veteran, right? Whether it be OC, DC, maybe both with prior experience as head coaches, and they helped Sirianni become the greatest head coach ever for the Eagles, So Frank Reich has been mentioned. Don't know how much they want to do that. I know Reich, not much of a play caller or anything there. So I don't know what they want to do there. I think for me, I like Frank. I was a fan of him, but I'm not one of those people that all season was like, fire everyone, hire the guy that just got fired for being the worst in the league. It's like, God, bring him in as a consultant maybe. But I'm not so sure how much I want him to be the OC. But we'll see. But I'm not against it, Ali. It's a good question there. Also, I have to stop to the Kenzo level meth addiction to the long ball. We have talented for. Yeah, well, I mean, now we're just repeating everything we talked about all year, my man. Yep. Yeah, you don't want those go routes on those, but that's why those people aren't here anymore. So, yeah, they're gone, man. So the people, you guys are going to have to change the weekly stuff. They're fired, man. They're gone. Came from watching the Ravens, sticking with the run. Oh, yeah, you saw how easy it is. And, I mean, Liz, you're here every week. I know you heard me. I sat here every day. I mean, basic math, like where, okay, we've got 5 guys coming here. I mean, we went through it where it's just like they're blitzing. They're saying, okay, well, you're open here. And you don't always have to attack the open spot of the blitz. We explained it all in detail here. I mean, we could beat this dead horse. I'm not saying you're doing, but I can repeat all the things I've said. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to do that. Those coordinators are now gone. So it was very painful. I'm with you 100%. Only reason I had a good time watching is because I won some money yesterday. So big shout out to Pacheco and Josh Allen getting their touchdowns, making my week. Actually, cannot believe I got a parlay of 4 games together. Holy hell. But That was the only reason. But I was miserable watching Lamar Jackson shine. And it's like, you remember the year before, it was the opposite. Hurts was shining. And so it's like, people think coaches don't matter. And then all of a sudden the players don't matter. And it's all the coaching. And, each week it's so funny to see the media get people twisted. But it's like, yeah, man, that stuff really matters. And we have the talent that there's no defense that should be able to stop us in any way, shape, or form. So unacceptable, man. Unacceptable. But Liz, I cannot thank you enough for that super chat. Thank you for that. But oh man, this list that you just saw there, it's going to be insane. Like, and I'm going to break down those guys just like last year, if you guys remember last year. So and look, change isn't always great, but we knew we needed it, right? And they weren't changing each week. And if they would have, then we wouldn't be sitting here talking about people being fired, right? So is what it is. And no, they just are now talking about Brian Johnson. So he's just asking because the rumors, but no, that we're talking about what just happened right now as it just happened. I'm here in Texas. Oh man. I feel like while I was on here, it is literally starting to rain now. Son of a bitch. I thought so. Hate to hear that. It was nice here, but hopefully you guys are staying safe, staying cool out there. And he didn't win the Super Bowl, but he was part of a staff that helped. And he wasn't a big part, but he could definitely help out. Appreciate this community. Yes, that's what this is all about. And I love each and every one of you, China. Let's go. And she's going to go crush that exam. We all know it. Let's go. And yes, we do, Tiffany. That is right. We're all sending our love, all of our good vibes, all the prayers, whatever you believe in. Send that good energy, whatever it is, China's way, because she's got big things coming up. No doubt she's going to be helping me out here a lot. We already did. We had a diagnosis the other week here, but yeah, man, that list of 24 names I just showed you, I can show you again here in a second. Well, that until this time next year, but after that, yeah, no doubt. But hey, you just keep locking in, and that's what I like to hear, Troy, my man. And dude, I really did. And every time we get in there, I'd see the big buildings. I was like, oh my god, you got to realize like where I grew up is like literally when I talk about like the boondocks, like I mean the middle of nowhere, dude. Like going to the city was like, so when I moved there, dude, I was like a kid in a candy store. So I'm all about it, man. I love it. But let me show you this list in case you guys missed it here. But here were the OC candidates. And again, I will be putting out 2 videos, one breaking down my top 10 and adding more to this list. And then the same for the DC candidates. Again, Ryan Nielsen, now the Jags coach, so he won't be there. But I will be breaking it all down just like we did last year. We're back again. Talking about new coordinators. Son of a bitch. I didn't want to do it, but we're here doing it. So, look, you guys have any questions throughout this offseason, anything like that, I'm always here for you guys. But it's went a lot longer than I thought it would. I really do got to get rolling, though. And, a big shout out to Chelsea, indeed. And look, right now we were just getting some things together. She is the hardest working woman I know in the land. And she dedicates so much time to just allowing me to do this and helping by, keeping the dog at bay or our son or whatever it's going on. So a big shout out to her. So Tiffany, I will definitely let her know that, and greatly appreciated there, because without her, this doesn't happen. You guys know she's the one that pushed me to start this on my deathbed. So can't do this without Chels. But the only, Jesus. But Jim Bob's not bad. I love the name though. Got New Jersey in the house, my man, Big Jim. Let's go, dude. Appreciate you tuning in, my friend. And that's the face you just saw there. Ron Rivera, we were talking about there. Agree with you. Let me just try to catch up here and scroll. Good to Green Bay would have stuck with the run. They would have won. Yeah, no doubt. Yo, Stavin, my man. Appreciate you tuning in. I think he's at DC for a decade. Yeah, it's been 10 years since he's been a number 1 defensive coordinator. He was so good that he got a head coaching job. So, yeah. Yep. Need to bring discipline back, practice. And get. Well, they've been great in practice. I actually got to be there at them. They are one of the best teams practicing. A lot of people were offended last year that they practiced well. and refused to get their players injured. Everyone loved it. But everyone was then offended again this year that they did the same thing, but people got hurt. So you got to understand they're going to try to do their best to keep people healthy. You just, unfortunately, no matter what you do, it's the real world. So, and yeah, Aaron Jones, man, I really thought they had that game. So damn close. So damn close. As long as it's anyone, I just don't even care because the Eagles, yes, he is, man. Yeah, dude, we talked about him last year, talked about him this year. If you guys don't know any of these players, any of that stuff, you can always go check out those old videos from last year. As I said, I'm going to make a new one, though, and we're going to talk about a lot of the names we already mentioned, but we're also going to talk about some of these fresh faces. Didn't talk about Al Harris. So we're going to add him into the mix. We're going to do all kinds of stuff that obviously we talked about Jim Leonard. We talked about Jesse Minard, Glenn Schumann, all those guys last year. But I'll be bringing a lot more to the table here. Hey, and I love you too, Ali. Really do, my man. Appreciate you. And look, I'm going to lose so much sleep this offseason. I'm going to dedicate so much time to giving you guys the content you need. Now, with this coaching stuff, kind of puts a damper onto some of the other stuff I wanted to give you, but we're going to bang it out, man, as much as we can, as fast as I can. I will do my best. But you guys have any questions, anything on your mind, you want to know about a certain coach, you can always wait for that show, or you could ask me down below. You missed any of this stuff from the beginning, go check it out. All of the news about Caldwell, about Rivera, about Johnson, about Sirianni, the title of the show, kind of gives it away for all of you tuning in. But appreciate each and every one of you. If you hear anything and you think I'm lost at sea, don't worry. I'm probably just creating the show or creating a graphic or somewhere. I will always be here for you guys throughout this off season. Do not fear. But unless something crazy happens, I will not be back until tomorrow. So I love each and every one of you. Have yourselves a fantastic week. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all have yourselves a great week. Stay safe out there. And as always, say it with me now. Go Birds!